Hey Kevin, what you doing?
Oh, struggling over here. This moving rope takes it out of you.
You're a slowpoke.
You're too fast.
I'm having fun, man.
I'm exhausted. You have a party. I'm gonna take a break.
Okay. Hey, climbers. My name's David.
My name's Kevin.
We're going to show you the fundamentals of ascent and descent on rope systems using a stationary rope system and a moving rope system. We'll give you the basics of each system, the components, advantages and characteristics of each, and we'll do it in a tree because that's where they work.
Let's do this.
Okay, let's do this. We're going to start with the moving rope system, and Kevin will be our trainer on the moving rope system. In a moving rope system, one end of the rope is anchored to Kevin's harness. That end of the rope passes up over the tree or over a branch. In this case, it's going through two rings, which is a friction saver, and then back down through some sort of a climbing system. In this case, Kevin's got a zigzag, but there's multiple types of systems, and we'll show you a couple. And then it continues to fall past the climber. To ascend the rope, Kevin pulls the rope down through his system. And as he does so, the rope is moving over the branch or through the friction saver in this case, but you can see that the rope is moving, and that's why it's called a moving rope system. One important characteristic of the system is that for Kevin to climb 1 foot of elevation, he's got to pull 2 feet of rope. 1 foot goes up and 1 foot comes down. That makes it a little bit slower in the climb. Kevin, what do you think about the moving rope system? What do you like?
I like its simplicity. It's a very good system to learn on. It uses less effort per pull, but you're using more pulls, so I guess it kind of evens out. It's a very good system to know and understand because it's less gear intensive, so you can build a system quite easily if you need to, if you get yourself in a bad situation for one reason or another.
And most arborists have everything that you need to go into a moving rope system, and so you don't have to buy a fancy zigzag mechanical or other type of device. Most climbers already have all that stuff in their kit, and you can manufacture at home a moving rope system.
Yep, very, very non-gear intensive.
I'm going to give a quick demo of a stationary rope system using a rope wrench. Similar to the moving rope system, there are many ways to configure a stationary or static rope system. In this case, I've got a rope wrench, which is this device here, and some other components which we'll give you a demo of in a bit. The system is attached to the bridge of my harness through a swivel. And to climb, as I pull down on the rope, the entire system slides up the rope with me. I'm on one single leg of rope, and the entire rope is climbing with me. The thing that I like about the stationary rope system is that with my physique, I'm kind of long, it's the most efficient way to climb a tree. I can go from the bottom of a tree to the top pretty quickly, and with, in my case, less energy, which is pretty important because I don't want to be tired at the end of the day, so I just want to climb up and down, and I do that really well with the stationary rope system.
So here is the moving rope system up close. It's called a system because it's made up of multiple components. In this case, we have a carabiner that hooks the system to my bridge. Then we have, in this case, is a zigzag, which is my friction device. Then the rope runs through that, through rings or over the branch, and it comes back and is attached to another carabiner on the terminating end of the rope. And that's what allows this system to move up and down the rope, but still stay with me the entire time.
Show us a little bit. Just put your finger on there.
This controls the friction right here in this case. So to come down, all I have to do is gently release that lever, and that's how I descend.
And then pull up. I've got my stationary rope system here. Like we described before, it's like Kevin described very well. We call it a system because multiple components that are independent work together. In the case of a rope wrench stationary rope system, I've got a carabiner holding the system to a swivel on the bridge of my harness. I've got a rope wrench at the top with a tether that connects everything to a pulley with 3 holes, which is called a hitch climber pulley. And my friction is controlled through a knot. In this case, this is a Valdotane truss or a VT, and it's the knot that controls the friction. To come down the rope, similar to the zigzag that Kevin showed you, I put a little bit of pressure on the top of my knot. It releases the friction, and I can slide down the rope. As I'm climbing, the friction knot slides up the rope. It controls my ascent and descent, but it's also my life support. This is my life support. This knot holds me to the rope.
And here we have another example of a moving rope system where we still have multiple components because it's a system. We have the carabiner, and in this case, we're using a pulley. And instead of the zigzag, well, the pulley and this rope knot here is what's giving me friction and allowing me to descend as well. And then it goes up around a branch and comes back down and is terminated by another carabiner. And you'll see as it works exactly the same as a zigzag. It's just less expensive components and components that can be used for other systems as well. So this knot will work exactly the same. Where when I pull, the knot slides up the rope and grabs me. And to come down, just a little gentle squeeze on the top of the knot allows a little rope into the system for descent.
Explain to us why we have a red carabiner on the harness and a green carabiner up here.
Basically, for a red is no go. So red is terminating, leave that on your harness at all times.
And if you need to disconnect a carabiner, you're taking the green one off. Green is your go carabiner. That's the one that you move around the branch as you climb.
Yep. You'll also notice how our carabiners are oval and not so much pear-shaped, even on this zigzag here. And that's because it keeps the system nice and streamlined, and it keeps the serious issue of side loading out of the equation. It's something you still have to always pay attention to while climbing aloft for sure. But this just helps streamline and keep everything nice and straight and all of your ropes in configuration properly and safely.
Because the sides of the carabiner are parallel, it tends to keep the components of the system parallel, which is just more efficient and, like he says, more streamlined and in the right position more often than not. Haha, more often than not, Kevin.
I see what you did there. One great thing about a moving rope system is it is really good control during limb walks, especially returning from a limb walk. Like if I go out on a little limb walk over here, when I get back, it's easy to pull. It's easy to pull right back up without too much effort. Oh, hi, David.
Hey, Kevin! Back on the ground.